I was a ward of the juvenile courts, so I was in and out of group homes, foster homes, mental hospitals all my life. My mom tried to get me back and finally got custody back when I was 15. And I guess my anger for her losing my brothers, I was just too problem child, so she kept giving me back to the state. I had a foster home when I was 7. Her kids used to make us sleep with them. Like, their kids were in their teenager years, and they used to make me do stuff to them, like suck on their dicks and touch their coochie and stuff like that. It was weird. And when I told my CPS worker, she said I was making things up. Her name was Kathy Lang. Worst CPS worker I ever met. I was a ward of courts until I was 22, and I was in custody in Orange County for attempted murder, and it took 3.5 years for me to beat the case, but I beat it. I wasn't found guilty. I had battered women's syndrome, and growing up wasn't really fancy. I had to grow up before my time. Never really got to be a kid. I got to meet one of my brothers after 23 years. He contacted me. He was adopted when we were little, and it was a good feeling. I got to meet one of them and live with him, and I got to see his son, and these were all feelings that I knew that when I found him, that part of my heart would heal. You know what I mean? Because that was the hole that I was missing. And I knew when I found him, because he didn't even say anything but hello, and I said, it's him. I knew it. I went to go live with him. I lived with him for 4 months. He turned out to be a little cuckoo and possessive and controlling. So I moved into a domestic violence shelter while I was pregnant. I had her since the day she was born. I brought her home from the hospital. I had her in a different state. I got sober. I had been sober, stayed sober, and I was doing my thing as a mom. She was 2.5 when she was taken. It was the best feeling ever because I never brought none of my kids home. And I brought her home, and I was sober. No, I just know that I have to go back to school, obviously get an education and get a career. And it's not too late. I'm still young. I'm in my early 30s, so I can do it. Hopefully I'll have a home that I can offer to them if that's what they want.